I am Janhavi Panwar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you people are new over here, then welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to read properly and how you can read faster. You know, if you are completing a book like in a week, then I think that's okay. But if you really want to complete a book in just like a day, so yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So if I'm going to talk a little bit about my background, so under lockdown, I studied approximately 200 books in like a year, and now I can study a book in a day. So basically, if there is a book of an average, we can take 350 to 400 pages or 350 to 450 pages, so I can complete that book in a day. And while understanding everything, the problem with so many of us is we can read and read, but we do not remember anything and we do not understand anything because we're focusing on the time. We're not focusing on understanding, we're not focusing on remembering. So while you're reading, you have to focus on three things: your time, how much do you remember, and how much do you understand. Well, obviously, if you can understand, then you can remember, and how to basically remember, because that's the difficult part. So what to do? So in under 7 to 8 hours or 6 to 8 hours, I read a book. And how to do the same. The first thing is that you really need to have a pencil with you whenever you're reading, and do not, say anything. Like when you're reading a book, for example, any book out there, so do not say once there was a this. This actually, it reduces your speed, so do not do that. Instead of that, just read everything in your mind, like this. So your pencil and your eyes, they should move at the same speed. The way your eyes and your pencil are going to move, the same way your mind is going to move to just read every word. So basically like this. You do not have to balance your pencil and your eyes according to your speed. No, you have to balance your speed according to the speed of your pencil and your eyes. So you got to move them very fast, Now, when you're first going to read a book, or when you're going to read approximately 5 to 6 books, you're going to face problems like, just skimming down everything, skimming. Obviously, you're going to face problems and you're going to think, this is so difficult. So thing is that nothing is ever difficult. It's all about this, whatever you're thinking, you make it difficult. Otherwise, nothing in this world is ever difficult, believe me. So whatever you're thinking, make sure you think positively. Now, so the first tip is always have a pencil with you and move that pencil on this speed. And also move your eyes. Tip number 2 is think positively. When you're reading, so instead of thinking, oh, I've just forgotten what I've read. Oh, I just forgot what I read. What did I read exactly? No, instead of telling yourself that, tell yourself, I remember everything I read. I remember everything I read just in once. Even if I look at a word, I remember that. I look at a page, I remember that. I have a photographic memory. So you have to tell yourself positive things in order to gain positive outcomes. So that's what you have to do. After that, after you're like done with all of the law of attraction and positive thinking, it's actually very important to remember everything. So this is point number 3. Start underlining stuff. While you're underlining stuff, you can emphasize on the important points. Like, okay, for you, this is the important point. Like once there was a crow. So the crow is the important part. You just underline it. What's going to happen with that is your mind, it's just going to, rewire itself into thinking, oh, this is actually important. So you are going to remember that thinking this is important. And the main point about reading a book is that you have to remember stuff. Point number 4 is that your whole paragraph is not important, although if you really want to read it, then go for it. But what I usually do is, I obviously read the whole paragraph, but for most of the paragraph, I skim through it. So I'm going to read the first 2 sentences of a paragraph and the last 2 sentences of a paragraph very properly. And the middle, like 3 to 4 sentences, I'm just gonna skim through them just like this. Okay. Just, focusing on big words, small words, not like 2 and 4. Yeah, so the main, like the content of a paragraph is in the first 2 sentences and the last 2 sentences, and sometimes in the first and the last sentence. That's it. And if you think, oh, this is an important statement, so this paragraph must contain something important, so you gotta read that. So basically, you need to have a perfect judgment on whether to read the whole paragraph or not read the whole thing. So that's what you gotta do. After that, in order to remember stuff, what you have to do is that your mind, it should be absolutely blank. You know, you do not need to have distractions. For example, you have your phone on one side, you have your laptop on the other side, you have your family saying stuff on the other side. No, when you're reading, you're reading. No phones. You know, switch off your phone, switch off your laptop, although you're not, I think you can do that. Maybe you can. I don't know. But, you know, switch off your phones, any social media, anything at all. If 2 hours you have to study, you have to study. But how can you force yourself into studying this book? So in order to force yourself, you're just going to keep telling yourself, this is so easy. Oh my God, this is absolutely easy. Create stories in your brain. When you're reading a book, when you're reading anything academic, anything theory, or even if you have to keep remembering the dates, you create a story. Oh my God, this person, he was so bad. He did this in this year. And then after that, he reformed himself in this year. So basically create a story. Or, you know, whenever you find a word and you're like, for example, if I find a word, okay, so there was this you know, a character in, not a character, an author in British literature, William Wordsworth. Now, Wordsworth. So basically, I took out the word word from his name. So word, that means he was a man of words. Wordsworth, that means he also had a worth, you know. So basically, he was one of the main figures in literary period. Then what did he write about? So word and his worth, he was very fond of nature. So he wrote according to nature. So you just remember, okay, so this person, he was very fond of nature. He wrote on daffodils. He wrote you know, a lot of different things. He wrote lyrical ballads. And what did he write about in this? So the more you're going to create a story, the more interest you're going to take, the more fun you're going to make, you know, your reading. So the more you can remember stuff. So make sure not to force yourself, but actually, you know, do not force your brain. Okay, I really got to remember this. No, don't do that. Just what you have to do is simple, very simple, is that this is so fun. Just read it like a story, so everything is actually very fun, and this is how you read. So basically, also create a target, like in the next 1 hour I have to read 20 pages. So whenever you have a target, so you can complete that target very easily, and that's how you do everything. So thank you so much guys for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe everyone. Bye.